This is another episode of Bussin With The Boys. He goes by the name Brian Peters. Where'd it even start? I mean, let's talk about why in the fuck you'd play arena football. You got cut in the UFL?
Cut in the league I didn't want to be in. So out there getting paid $300 a week before taxes. There's people pouring beer on you. Like, I'm talking more shit to the fans than I'm talking to the players. It was so much fun. Plate and 7 screws in my jaw, and they uprooted a bunch of teeth. Dude, I was blending up steaks. I was blending up cookies. I was blending up Chipotle. I was a 26-year-old rookie with the Minnesota Vikings.
Holy shit, dude.
Dude, do you know I kicked off in the game too?
In terms of the kick, that's Brian Peters, their linebacker.
I really couldn't like feel my foot like the last 10 games I played in the NFL.
But talk a little bit about Mind Strong and breath work performance.
Like holding my breath from a minute to like 3 minutes, 3.5, and I started. The reason I love the ice so much is it's forced meditation for me.
But when you get in, you're a little, you're a little cold,
Yeah.
you're a little naked, you're a little afraid.
Yeah, at the time, like they're like, your mandibles are cracked really weird, all this stuff. Like you might not be able to play football again.
Good to go? Ready? Clap, clap, clap. Action. This is another episode of Bussin With The Boys. I am your host, Will Compton III. My co-host today he goes by the name Brian Peters.
Yeah, Brian Edward Peters.
Before we get into the episode and get into Brian and his background and everything else, I have to let you guys know this episode is brought to you by the one, the only Chevy Silverado. Shout out Chevy Silverado, no free shout outs. The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The Silverado is strong, advanced, dependable, hardworking, like the people who drive them. The design is big, bold, and commanding, and this truck turns absolute heads. The boy now, you guys can chirp all you want. And by this time, you guys will already know that we got him. But the boy is now parked on a high country 6.2 liter Chevy Silverado, brand new. The boys are partnered with grit and determination, and anything is possible with this Silverado. In that, you can tailgate, you can haul, you can tow, you can off-road, moving day, helping your friend out, helping out family members, road trips, whatever you want to do, the Chevy can do it. Taylor and I, we went to the dealership. We've already told you the story plenty of times. That boy, he's parked in, what is it called? The Ridge Rocky Ridge? The Rocky Ridge Chevy Silverado. And your boy over here, fortunately, they hooked him up with a high country Silverado. Brian, are you a big Chevy guy?
I had a Chevy Tahoe for about 8 years. Yeah, so I'm a Chevy guy.
Did it treat you well?
Yeah, it treated me great. Then it drowned in the Harvey flood.
Really? Out in Texas?
Yeah, got water up to the windshield.
And then Chevy probably helped you out and got you out of that mess and probably hooked you up with another Chevy.
Something like that. Yeah.
But scrappy, gritty, all the lunch pail stuff you can think of. Go to a Chevy dealership near you. Let them know the boys sent you. And take a video. Show your friends. But hey, this episode, we're brought to you by Chevy. Now we're going to sit and chat with the old boy, Brian Peters. Brian, your background, you went to Northwestern University. You're a nerd. You are a transitional safety that went to linebacker, that moved to linebacker in the league. Before you got to the league,
yep,
you were in arena football, Canadian football,
UFL in between there. I got.
So you were the UFL in between arena and Canadian.
Yeah, I did like training camp and I got cut from the
UFL. You got cut in the UFL?
Cut in the league I didn't want to be in. Yeah.
And then you went up to Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah, they'll fix you if you correct that.
And then you finally made it at what age to the NFL?
I was a 26-year-old rookie with the Minnesota Vikings.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, madness.
The reason I wanted to have Brian on, obviously he's gritty and all this type of shit, but the dude is, you have a perspective, a work ethic. You have a lot of shit. So Brian and I kind of met each other through like a doctor we both like consult with, a trainer. He helps with like when we go and get our blood work checked out, nutrients, any deficiencies we have, any injuries we have. I saw Brian's jersey hanging on the wall. I'm like, oh, do you know Brian? You know Brian Peters? Asking the doctor, Dr. Serrano. Shout out Dr. Serrano. No free shout outs.
Yeah.
It's that fucking Puerto Rican.
He's taking care of the boys,
no disrespect to the Puerto Ricans. Shout out to Puerto Ricans. But Dr. Serrano
is a crazy Puerto Rican. Yeah, he's a mad genius, a scientist with supplements and blood work and all these things. Yeah.
And he's somebody, Will, Brian's like my son. And, I had respected Brian from afar because he was a captain for the Houston Texans, which we're going to get into all that stuff because I think it's incredible that you arena football cut now that we know from the UFL, Canadian football, NFL, you become a captain amongst like a roster filled with like, all the savages, JJ Watt, D-Hop,
We had Tyron. We had some J. Joe, Jonathan Joseph. We had dogs on that team. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can follow us at what's your Instagram?
Brian_Peters 10.
You can check out all of his shirtless photos on Brian_Peters 10.
Up to your neck in the ice, anything. Like,
yeah. At the end of the day, I'm jealous. I can't look like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe at some point in time when I can put the food down and actually have some discipline and not go into the pantry at night with the munchies. You know what I mean? Those Trader Joe's dark chocolate peanut butter cups.
They hit.
Those dark chocolate covered almonds. I'm a big chocolate guy at the end of the night. What are you talking about?
Look at the comment.
What is it?
Just Brian flexing most muscular and I just shoot all the eyes to him. Oh my God. You can see it, Garrett?
I'll open up the DMs.
Garrett like sees us.
Open up the DMs.
Yeah, Garrett sees us all laughing. He's like, fuck, I'm missing it. But dude, where'd it even start? I mean, let's talk about why in the fuck you'd play arena football.
Oh, dude. It started on draft day. Like, obviously, like I'm training for the combine and didn't get invited to the combine. Like I had a good senior season. I was playing safety at the time. I'd led the Big Ten in interceptions that year. Like thought I had a chance at least to get it like undrafted, free agent deal, something along those lines. Draft day rolls on. I get 0 phone calls. The only person that called me on draft day was my agent, and Pat Fitzgerald asked me like what the deal was.
And you, sorry to interrupt, but you had the most interceptions. You were coming off the most. You said something. You had a stat coming off.
I led the Big Ten in interceptions.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So like at least like
some kind of look for
I made some plays, had 100 tackles, like that kind of deal. Like I thought I had a chance. Like I'm not saying
like you can't even get a rookie minicamp tryout.
No. So as the story rolls on, so like 4 days later, we had a Northwestern guy down in the Buccaneers training camp, and he got me in for like the tryout in their mini camp. And their minicamp was crazy because it was Shiano's first year down there.
Ooh, I've never heard good things about Shiano.
Dude, savage. So like, so it's a 3-day minicamp and we're running 2-a-days. And so we got 2 2-a-days and then 1 more practice, but we're doing strength and conditioning in between the 2-a-days. So we hit a workout, or so we hit a practice, then we did a workout and we run hundreds at the end of the workout. And then we go out for a second practice. So I'm playing safety at this point. Second practice, we have 3 linebackers pop hamstring, so I go down and play Sam linebacker because I was the biggest safety.
Yeah, you're gonna have some soft tissue injuries, dude.
Yeah, little overtraining, a sprinkle of overtraining. So I switched down to Sam backer and end up holding my own. I had Brian Cox, he's an old dog from.
I saw good videos of him.
Yeah, he's a saucy motherfucker. He's a stud. But like, that was like my first lesson, and like showing, like I had a good camp. They're like, hey, you come back here, you need to gain 20 pounds, that kind of deal. So I was like, all right, I got a chance to get signed. I'm leaving feeling pretty good. And I had like another workout the following weekend for the Bears mini camp. And they like, that was like, but like, so down in Tampa, that was Mark Barron's rookie year. So he was like a safety that came in, and that they ended up having like another undrafted free agent sign, that kind of thing. Anyways, long story short, they didn't sign me. But I got like my first lesson on like how to show up for a workout and that kind of thing. Brian Cox was a savage, like basically saying, like any chance you have a time to show your physical or show effort, he goes, never lose that. Because there's like a time I met this fullback in a hole and it was tag off, and like I tagged off. He goes, would you hit him there? I was like, yeah, of course I would have fucking dropped him. And he goes,
are you guys in pads?
No, we're not in pads. We're just in helmets. And he goes, I don't know that. He goes, never pass up an opportunity to fuck up a dude. I was like, and that stuck in the back of my mind. And that showed up in the CFL. But like from there, went to the Bears tryout. And dude, I balled. Like I had 2 picks in the mini camp. They had this 3rd round draft pick that he didn't pan out. He was out of the league in like 2 years, but like outplayed him, thought I had a chance. But like those 2 camps, like they showed that they told me in the back of my head I could play. Like I knew I could play now. So like that's why I went through all these other leagues.
So that's why you're like, yeah, I'll see this through.
Yeah. But so now I'm back in Northwestern. I'm living on a couch I'm living on a bed behind my buddy's couch in their apartment in like northern Chicago. And I'm working odd jobs. I'm personal training kids. Dude, I'm babysitting. Like I'm doing demolition for this hockey player and his family, and just getting by. And I'm training at this scrappy, phenomenal gym, this boxing gym in the basement at 10 p.m. at night. So I'm popping pre-workout at 9:30, going to this basement, getting it done, waking up in the morning, going back, doing it again, make money enough to get by. And so my agent, like nobody's saying anything. So he sends me out for the summer to arena football, the Iowa Barnstormers, where Kurt Warner played.
Shout out the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah, shout out the Iowa Barnstormers. But so my agent goes, go out there, like play for a few weeks, stay in shape in case the NFL calls. And I was like, all right, bet. So I get out there, I drive out to Des Moines, Iowa. And I get there and like, I already think I'm on the team. And I get out there and it's a 13-man tryout for 2 spots for like to end out the season. So I'm like, well, let's ride.
To end out the season of an arena football team.
Yep. So I get there and it's 13-man tryout, end up making the team, me and one other kid. And so out there getting paid $300 a week before taxes to play football. Dude, some of the most fun football I've ever played in my life though. So
Is
much
that just
fun.
because it's just like... It's just freedom. It's like you're playing high school ball again.
Dude, I was playing this jack linebacker position where I start on like the short side of the field, and my only job is that you check run, and then you run horizontal and hit anybody of any other the other team's color, and you're smashing dudes into walls, like you're launching dudes over the wall. There's people pouring beer on you. Like I'm talking more shit to the fans than I'm talking to the players. It was so much fun, phenomenal. So,
what were the fans like? Are they just like trying to drag you?
A little bit. Everybody's chirping you, and like there's people like on dates. It's a cool environment because you can hear, and then like there's people right behind your bench talking the whole time. So it was fun. Like, it was a good experience. And then
for $300
for $300 a week, and I mean they covered like an extended stay too. So like we'll call it like an even $700 a week. But so then went back, was working and training in Chicago still, and then my agent got me a tryout with the UFL. So I went out with the Omaha Nighthawks. Shout out Nebraska.
Yeah, shout out Nebraska.
Shout out
I think
Nebraska.
there were some of the boys that were out there playing on the Omaha Nighthawks.
Yeah, I can. The only like Maurice Claret was there for a couple days, and like that was the last I heard of him. But he, but anyways, like, went out on a tryout, made the team, came back to Chicago for a week, then went back out for training camp. And at that time, so went through training camp, had a good training camp, and then NFL had their cuts. They picked up all the loose NFL guys, so cut half the roster. I was out of there, crushed. Thought like my football career was over because my agent wasn't saying shit. And then I came back to Chicago, like kind of kept training. My agent was just like we don't want to go to Canada because you have to sign a 2-year deal. All that kind of stuff. I was like, I want to play football. I want to get back to NFL. So he sends out lines, says CFL contacts and NFL again.
Hang on. Slow down. So how long were you in the arena circuit? Like you're still kind of in it right now, right?
No. Arena's done. Arena was like 4 or 5 weeks. So
what point of the year is arena playing?
I think that was June. So like then
so you're in June about to go into the new NFL training camp.
So like
the next season.
So I guess it was July. No, so July. So my rookie. So that was 2012. I came out.
Yeah.
And so so probably July, and then whenever cuts are in football, August.
Yeah.
August. Yeah. So it's probably middle of July to August. And no, because then, so then there's a week or 10-day break before the UFL. I was in the UFL for 2 weeks. NFL had their cuts, washed the board. So now NFL is starting. I'm hearing nothing from NFL or CFL, and the CFL is wrapping up their season. CFL is a summer league.
Okay.
So my agent gets crickets. I go, dude, give me everybody's emails. I'll email them from my perspective. So I email, say, hey, Brian Peters, I'll be a dog for you. It's trash when I look back at it now. I still got the email too, so I read it every now and then for like juice. But yeah.
You read it every now and then for like juice.
Yeah, so just like motivate me, like made shit happen once, I can do it again kind of deal. And then so I email all the CFL guys, all the NFL guys. One team responds, Saskatchewan Roughriders. Like I had my highlight tape and crap on there, and then
like, yeah, I'll be a dog for you. Check the tape.
Yeah, check
the tape's below.
Yeah, check the tape. Yeah, you want to check tape? What movie is that? That's a
I don't know.
Couples Retreat. You want to check tape?
Yeah. We're talking about fullback being like an all-state high school fullback.
Yeah, but so then anyways, Saskatchewan Roughriders responded, and they responded to me. So they never even talked to my agent at the time. So they said, hey, yeah, come up. We'll throw you on practice squad and you can sign a deal after that. So I was like, bet. So I talked to my agent. He negotiated my contract really quick, which was their minimum, and then went up there. We should be showing Canadian highlights right now.
Here we go. Brian Peters, 2014 defensive highlights.
You'll see some linebackers, some safety on here. I did a little bit of everything up there.
I see you just getting nasty.
A little bit.
Oh, you go.
Daddy got in there.
Oh, Daddy got in there. I love that.
But anyway, so I went up there, and then this is where I started getting seared to Dr. Serrano. So I go.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 25, 26.
Okay.
Or I'm 25, about to turn 26, and 26 is a death birthday for me. So I go up there. I'm on their practice squad for a couple weeks, and I signed my 2-year contract. So this is for 13, 14. And so the day I get back is a Thursday. It's my birthday, Halloween. So I get back and like
Your birthday's on Halloween?
My birthday's on Halloween.
We're a big Spooktober podcast.
Ooh, we're
big Spooktober guy. Okay, good.
Big, dress up party for the birthday kind of guy. But I get back and my buddy Jeremy Ebert just got cut by the Patriots. And so he's in town. He's got money in his pocket. He goes, let's go out for your birthday, dude. He was my college roommate for 4 years. And so we go out and all my other buddies couldn't make it out because they had work the next day. So me and him go out, we get rowdy. And I end up getting jumped by 3 bouncers. So I get like, yeah.
What'd you do?
I
ended up getting jumped by 3 bouncers.
Yeah,
that sounds dramatic, but what did you do?
Yeah, it was not. It was not uninstigated, but no. So all right, so like I like to dance when I go out. We'll just preface it with that. So we're at this bar. I know the DJ at the bar. It's in Columbus, and I'm dancing on stage with some girls, having a great time. Bouncer comes over, weighs me down. He goes, no guys dance on stage. I go, all right. So
hey, no fucking dudes, man. Come on.
Yeah. So I jump down off stage and like I proceed to like walk to the bar, grabs my arm, pulls me back. He goes, no, you're out of here, dude. And I go, for dancing on stage, obviously I give him a little attitude, and he and it ends up kicking me out. I go peacefully. I was like, just don't grab my arm. Like I go out peacefully, and I'm not rocked at this point. So and at this time, there's 3 bars that are connected by inside doors. So I go into another bar, and I walk back into the bar and join my people. This goes on for a few more hours. The boys are drinking and drinking. And we get to the point where I'm buying shots at the bar, and pretty sauced up. Got like my buddy and a group of girls with us, and I'm ordering shots. People start to grab the shots as I'm buying them, and like I turn around and we don't have enough shots. So I start politely arguing with the bartender.
Politely arguing.
I was like, man, we don't have enough shots. And she goes, yeah, we do. Like, you're just being drunk, which I was. And then she waves over the bouncer, same bouncer that kicked me out the first time. And so I'm dressed as, it's Halloween. I'm dressed as Batman. And he goes, oh, Batman's back. He goes, Batman's back. And so anyways, this time they don't take me out the front door. Him and 2 other bouncers escort me out the back door. My buddy at the time, he sees me arguing with these bouncers at the back door. He runs over. He goes, we're leaving, guys. And then he goes, I'm calling a ride. We're out of here. So he goes out the back door first, and the back door is like connects alley to the street. And then there's security cam footage of this too. But so I turn around and I try and get the last word with the bouncers. Didn't work out my way.
What's the last word?
No clue. Your boy was a little grayed out at this point, but like, so, get the last word, walk out. And then next thing I know, someone's trying to rear naked me from behind. I turn into some punches. I'm down on the ground. I'm out. My buddy runs back, jumps, push the guys off. Guys go back inside. But so we get in the car, and luckily his cousin that was picking us up is
so they knock you out cold.
Yeah, I was TKO'd. I was down on the ground.
There's footage of this.
My buddy turns around and saw me getting stomped out. And yeah, so I got cuts on my head.
Nobody wanted to save Batman, dude.
Yeah, Batman's back. Batman's back. But so like that's where, again, another time where I thought football was gone too. But so we get in the car, and like his cousin's in dental school and like checks me out. My teeth are moving, my jaw's moving, my jaw's broke. So I go to the hospital and end up getting surgery that night.
On your jaw? On
my jaw. So I have a plate and 7 screws in my jaw, and they uprooted a bunch of teeth. So I have 10 fake teeth on the bottom. Like I had a flipper, like the whole time in Canada I had flip out teeth. So everybody, like I told everybody I was a hockey player, but,
that sucks. You got fake teeth.
Yeah.
But so you legit get fucking
I get wrecked.
You get fucked up.
Yeah. I spend 7 weeks wired shut, 30 hours in the dentist chair, like that kind of stuff. But so that night, so like obviously like I'm seared with Dr. Serrano a little bit at this point, and my mom calls him at like 3 a.m, says, hey, Brian got jumped, like he needs like surgery tonight, that kind of thing. Serrano calls this doctor, this oral surgeon. She comes in from like 2 hours away at 3 a.m. to do the surgery, kills it. I haven't had any problems, like that kind of thing. But like at the time, like they're like, your mandibles are cracked really weird, all this stuff. Like you might not be able to play football again. So I'm like, fuck. Like I'm like, I did this to myself.
Are you still in the Batman costume?
No, I did not wake up in the Batman costume. They let me go into surgery like that. But so anyways, Wake up, I spend like a week on the couch. I drop 15, 20 pounds really fast. I'm sipping liquid Percocet, like a juice box. And Dr. Serrano comes over and he goes like, "Get off your ass, you pussy." So I'm over there.
I fucking love Serrano.
Yo, he's the man. And he cares more than anybody, which is really cool. He's a tough dude, but he cares. So I started training with him for the last 6 weeks. I was wired shut. And by the end of that 6 weeks, I was, I was almost up to like linebacker weight. So I gained more weight than I lost. I was the strongest I've ever been. But I was drinking everything. I was blending up steaks. I was blending up cookies. I was blending up Chipotle. So like my diet was like 3-liter cups, and I was just drinking my entire diet and made it happen, and supplements and everything. But bananas. So yeah, it's super crazy. But anyways, from there,
hey, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I did to myself. Your boy got a little too crazy, and
well, yeah, for sure. But
still didn't deserve that shit.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Like nobody's gonna be, blending up steaks and Chipotle and thinking about getting their weight back.
Yeah, right. But so like kind of at this point now, I kept training with him and that kind of thing, and then eventually went back and did Northwestern's pro day the following year, and I was switching to linebacker at this point. Now I was gonna go play some linebacker safety in Canada, and since I didn't get a shot at safety, I'm gonna try and play linebacker because I know I can play. And so I go to the pro day, I run faster, jump higher, like all my numbers are better, even though I gained 20 pounds. So, and that's where I see the relationship between the leg strength, the supplements, all these things. So I start to go and I start to get like addicted to the gym and to like bettering myself and chasing these edges to be better and get the shot that I wanted. Right. So I go up to Canada, and low key I got cut from Canada and they put me on P squad for a little bit. And in the story, so the only reason I got active the first time in Canada, so in Canada, football field's longer and wider, and the field goal is on the goal line. So this one of our other, like our weak side linebacker, was covering this post route and runs into the field goal and breaks his collarbone. And so I get an opportunity to be active and start eating on special teams up there, and eventually earn the starting spot on defense, play another year up there, and get the opportunity to come back to the NFL with the Vikings. But that was a whole nother mess in and of itself, because I get back, I'm at home after my contract, and the Rough Riders call me and say, "Hey, who's your agent?" Because they don't remember, because I initially made the contact. Yeah. So anyways, they're like the Eagles and the Saints want to work you out. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, put them in touch with my agent. I work out for the teams, but I work out for the Eagles first, have a really good workout, and they do your blood work and x-rays and all that kind of stuff at the workouts. And they go, "Hey, something's wrong with your blood work. It's probably a lab error, but go get your blood work tested again and send it to us." And I'm with Serrano. So I was like, "Doc, like they say I have low blood platelets." And I go, "I don't know what that means." And he goes, "Oh shit." He goes, low blood platelets usually means cancer and all these kind of crazy things. So we go get a ton of tests done. But eventually I find out I have this rare blood condition called ITP, idiothrombocytopenia, unexplained low blood platelets. Hang on,
say that again.
Idiothrombocytopenia, but it's just unexplained low blood platelets. And like, so basically,
makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah. But basically, like, I'm very susceptible to like gunshots and stab wounds. I'll probably die if I get shot or stabbed.
A lot of people would.
Yeah.
I'm very susceptible to gunshots. Yeah, a lot of us are.
We interrupt this episode to bring you a message from BetterHelp. The best way to think about therapy is through a bunch of analogies. We get our cars tuned up to prevent bigger issues down the road. We get annual checkups and go to the gym to maintain a physical wellness and prevent injury and disease. We do chores regularly, some of us, to avoid a giant mess of a house and roaches. Therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. And Barstool agrees. They're offering BetterHelp services to their employees as an added benefit to help take care of their overall well-being. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. Why invest in everything else and not your mind? It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bussin. That's BETTERHELP.com/bussin.
Yeah, but it's not. It's eventually I found out enough about it down the road once because I made the mistake of going to the Saints for the next workout and I killed the next workout. Like ran high 4.5, like shuttled like in the like 6.7 again, like 3-cone shuttle, that kind of thing. Like good workout. I had their pro personnel guy Terry Fontenot like saying, "Hey, we're gonna sign you." I was like, "Bet." Like I got a shot in the NFL. And then he goes, but you have this blood thing. We got to get that figured out. Like we've never had this before. So like, he's like, we'll link you with our hematologist, our blood doctor, and we'll figure it out. Don't hear anything for them for a few weeks. And the CFL starts calling, their free agency opened. And so up there, like the money goes fast. So like basically every day of free agency up there, I'm losing like 10 grand a day if I'm going back to the CFL. My agent can't get a hold of anybody in New Orleans. So, and I have this other agent calling me asking me about my contract in there because he's got another guy that's negotiating. We're trying to drive the price up, all this stuff. Anyways, like this agent was like more speaking my language. My other agent wasn't doing shit. So I fired the other agent, which I should have done years before. But, and so he gets me in touch with the Saints, gets me flown down there. But they're going to have me sign an injury waiver where if I don't heal on any injury, concussion, pulled hamstring, sprained finger, whatever, if I don't heal on their timeline, they can cut me without pay, no injury settlements and that kind of stuff, and which was trash. And so that agent was like, no. And we're still talking to them. And then I switched agents and that agent got me 3 workouts in 24 hours. And so that's the first time I was like, oh, agents like
do kind of matter.
Yeah, they do matter. Like their connections matter. And then a couple of days later, I worked out for the Vikings. Didn't tell them about my blood condition. They never even noticed in my blood work and that kind of thing. Had a good off season with them. Love Minneapolis. Really cool locker room up there. They put me on P squad.
How old are you now?
I'm 26
you're telling
now.
so
Yeah, I
many
know
journeys.
it's a shit show of a story, but I'm 26. 26.
All this happens from the moment you get slept on your birthday.
Yeah, 23 to 25. Yeah.
Jesus.
So anyway, so I get to Minnesota, and that's where I link up with my guy Harvey, who we have the Mind Strong project with now, the breathing company. But so I'm there, link with him, but they put me on P squad. I was on P squad there for 3 weeks, and then on like a Tuesday, I'm at like a charity event for the Vikings, and I get a call. My agent said, "Hey, the Texans want to sign you. Go to the airport." And like I have a flight in 3.5 hours, so like I hustle home, leave my car there, all that kind of stuff. And
hang on, so you made you were in Vikings training camp.
No, I was in Vikings training camp, and they put me on practice squad when
when preseason gets done, they cut you and put you on practice squad. You're there for the first 3 weeks.
Yep.
Which season is this?
2015
season. And then in 3 weeks, your agent calls. Texans want you to sign active.
Yep.
With them.
Yep.
All right.
And the little dance I went through here now is if somebody signed you off practice squad, they have to keep you active for 3 games to give you an accredited season.
Yep.
And so however much money that equates to, but the Vikings wanted me to stay there too. So they offered me full salary guaranteed to stay there for the whole year on practice squad. And they said they'd get me up as soon as they could to active roster. So I'm sitting at the airport trying to make the decision whether to stay for $500,000 or go and play 3 games for whatever $20K a game or whatever it equates to. And so I'm sitting there like trying to make a decision. I have equity built up there. The coaches know me, whatever.
Same story with all those guys. Like for everybody listening too, like when you're on P squad and you're a solid player that they know can potentially develop or get activated for them, but they know they can hide you on practice squad until somebody finds you. That's essentially what happened with Brian is the Texans decided, we want this kid. Now the Vikings now Brian has leverage to leave. So what they would do is offer that salary style pay so you can play like you're on the active roster but stay on practice squad, and then they'll throw everything in the tool shed at you being like, you have a good reputation here, you have good relationships here, we'll get you up as soon as we can. Like it's all negotiating, it's all like mind games.
But it's empty promises.
Correct. Yes.
And so I got to the point where one of my buddies hit me with a line that was just a switch for me. I called Dan Percy, who's a quarterback at Northwestern with me. And he goes, "Dude, you spent 3 years in 3 different leagues to play in the NFL, not practice in the NFL." I was like, "Yeah, let's ride. Good. I'm on the plane." And so I've been talking to my mom and my brother and my buddies and that kind of thing during this whole deal. And I get on the plane, and my parents call me and they're like, "You know what? Me and your dad talked. We think you should stay in Minnesota." I was like, "Dad, I'm on the plane." They're like, "Okay, like we're more conservative than you anyways. Like good luck." So I go down there, start playing week 4 down there. and put together like a great season. I led the NFL in special teams tackles with 12 games played. So like I got their kind of like
you get their attention.
Got their attention, got leverage, and like, dude, leverage is everything in the NFL. Like, I mean, how many times did you have leverage on a team to know like, yeah, they're gonna sign me back, or know that like you're adding enough value that they're gonna keep you. Like,
right. Like the injury waiver stuff was the same situation. I've explained it before on the podcast, but when I went and tried out for Oakland and they wanted to sign me, they had an injury waiver sitting in front of me being like, if anything on my my right leg, anything on my right leg gets damaged, they can cut me, wash their hands, not have to rehab me, not have to pay for any surgery. Like if I tore my ACL, they don't have to pay for it. They can just cut me and do away with it. And I was able to be like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to leave. Do you mind getting me a flight back to Nashville? They're like, yeah, we can get that set up for you. I'm sorry it didn't work out. 20 minutes later, they walk back in. Like, hey, Mayock comes in. Hey, he's like, hey, if we do away with this injury waiver, would you sign? I'm like, yeah. He's like, let's make it happen. So it's just crazy how that kind of stuff works. Like if you have a little bit of leverage or a little bit of anything, it's, it's everything.
Yeah.
Like life is a negotiation too. So.
Oh, guaranteed. But but even that, like, I mean, they're protecting themselves and they're making their business decisions and that kind of thing. But at the same time, like,
they were trying to tell me Will's taking Indocin, an anti-inflammatory. And, that raises eyebrows for us. And I had just sprained my ankle and got an injury settlement with the Saints during preseason. I'm like, yeah, I'm on it because I sprained my ankle. And aside from that, everyone in the fucking locker room is on anti-inflammatories. And you guys are going to give it to me anyway if I say I don't have it. Because my agent called, he's like, why would you tell him that? I'm like, because it doesn't matter to me. Why wouldn't I just let them know, hey, like, I'm doctoring my ankle a little bit and I'm still on stuff. And he's like, you can hurt yourself. That's why they want to put the injury settlement. It's like, well, all right. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. So now you're fighting fire. You want me to lie to them. So like, it's
when we're all doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Like everyone down in the locker room is on an anti-inflammatory.
Teams enable the hell out of it. Like they're starting to tighten up the Toradol and all that kind of stuff. But like anti-inflammatories are a problem. And
100%. Yeah. That doesn't mean I'll ever stop doing them during the season because they get me through the season. Like they get me through playing football.
Yeah, for sure. But so you started like counterbalancing that with like the peptides and stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah. Like the BPC 157 because that helps with like leaky gut. I've talked about before. It actually introduced it talking on the Amir podcast. I felt a little queasy talking about it because the way he was explaining how he learned about it, seeing the needles and everything else, and I was kind of like, dabbling, educating a little bit on it because you just don't want people to think like you're doing something.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like having the peptides with it as well to help with the leaky gut and anything that those anti-inflammatories can cause, like in your gut lining, because that's essentially what happens is it tears up your insides.
Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah,
like the bleeding that goes on inside. Like it sounds way worse than I feel like it actually. I don't know. I don't want to make people think we're dying the inside out, but it destroys your gut a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm full. I'll be on anti-inflammatories. Like anytime you're about to play like Toradol, like, yeah, you're trying to get Toradol.
Yeah.
Like, guys who, I knew of dudes who would take like 2 Toradol before a game started and then another one at halftime.
For sure. I mean, they hand them to you at halftime.
Yeah. That stuff will never stop. They'll make it look better as they should. Like, but at the end of the day, like, if you're playing and you're trying to continue to play and make the team and put out good tape and good film, like, throw it in my fucking system, dude.
Done deal. Well,
scrape me off the field, bro.
Yeah, which is the vibe. But but what caught up to me with that blood condition too is they wouldn't give me any anti-inflammatories because I already have thin blood. They don't want the anti-inflammatory. Yeah. So I didn't get that luxury. So like I was just.
So you're out there natural.
All natty.
Okay, you're white already behind the 8 ball, just out there like just being cut everywhere in the Canadian League, the arena team. Fucking finally getting your shot, and you can't even get on the stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah, no, they couldn't even do like PRP on me and stuff like that. So I was always doing stem cells whenever I needed it and that kind of things for those injuries.
Damn.
Yeah.
So are you always checking your blood work, like doing?
Yeah, decent amount. Like I do it kind of quarterly anyway for my hormone levels and like my vitamin deficiencies to like just to make sure I'm balanced and that kind of thing. But like they always do a CBC on me, which just like checks like red, white, and your platelets and that kind of thing. And mine stay low. But the crazy thing, like I think it was kind of like fate or whatever. But once the Texans found out my second year, like obviously I didn't tell them about it once they signed me.
Right. But in the second year,
yeah.
right. Yeah, obviously. But going into the second year is when you've led the NFL in special teams tackles. Now you're going into the second year with the Texans.
Yeah. And like trying to establish myself as like a niche player. And like, so I had like Vrabes down there that's like saying we need like special teams guys. We need somebody to take some ownership of special teams. So
Street
like,
rats.
Yeah. Yeah. Gritty.
Yeah. Just
gym
gritty
rats,
fucking street rats, dude.
Yeah. And so like that was my niche. Like that's what like I did that like wholeheartedly. Like whatever you do, be good at it. Like that was my thing down there initially. But like, so they find the blood condition but like literally like the world renowned specialist in my blood condition is based in that massive medical compound in Houston. So,
wow.
So I go over there and he's doing all these he's doing like organ imaging and things like that. But then he like breaks down my blood to like a whole nother level than all these other blood tests we're doing. He goes, actually, like you have blood platelets that are just crazy small. Like your spleen beats them up, but you still have blood platelets. And he goes, I used to tell people with ITP that you can't play football or ride motorcycles and that kind of thing. But now I just got to tell them you can only not ride motorcycles because now we got
you're an example of playing football
an outlier
at a high level.
Yeah. So that was cool. But anyways, so did 4 years down in Houston and that was the wrap. And I've been trying to knock on doors and adapt.
Get back in the league.
Oh, by any means necessary.
Just get back in the league.
Your boy's taking up long snapping. I'm doing anything and everything.
Yeah. And we'll get you a video too, Bloss, to show a little bit. Now, come on now. We got to get the pub, baby.
I'll take all I can get.
So you were with Houston before we get there. You were with Houston for 4 years.
Yep.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What year did you become the captain?
Not till my last year, technically. We didn't really have like consistent captains the first couple years.
Would you say that's one of your better like achievements or
no doubt
one of your favorite awards accomplished?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like just being a captain in general. Like I think everybody takes leadership differently too. Like you can be a leader, you don't have to be a captain and that kind of thing too. But no, like I mean just to go I wasn't supposed to be in the NFL anyways. Like I wasn't supposed to get out of the Arena League. Like I want like 3 or 4 people get out of the CFL every year, like that kind of stuff. I just beat the odds everywhere. And like that's where like the chasing edges mindset comes in. Like once I knew I could play, or every time I got cut, I found 3-4 new things to take on and learn and add to my ability or like my tool belt or whatever. And eventually they stacked up and got me the opportunity. So I think I enjoyed it. I was grateful for the opportunity a little more than other guys because went the scenic route with it. Yeah.
Yeah. After your 4 years, what year was your last year in the league? You've been out for 1 full year now?
Oh, 2 years, dude. Yeah, I've been out for a minute.
So you're going on this will be the 3rd season coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a minute. So
shit flies because I remember us hanging in Vandy when you came through Vandy and we were both fucking on the couch.
Yeah. But the boys are still eating. The boys are training hard. Yeah.
Because Brian had came to one. Did you come to the tailgate? One of those Bussin tailgates?
Yeah, but you guys were wrapping up.
We just finished because he was. We were hanging out. We did some fat arm, like an arm workout with old Dauber.
Yeah, over at Vandy.
But man, it's been a couple years. But you are now trying to get back in through long snapping.
Yep.
Explain the long snapping route.
Well, so I've always been like a backup long snapper. So like my high school DC, he had like a cup of coffee with some NFL teams as a snapper. So he taught all of us in high school how to snap. So I was the backup at Northwestern. Oh shit, yeah.
We're showing
YouTube
the tape
videos.
now. Come on.
I love it. But we need to get updated tapes. But that's not the tape I want everybody to check. But
right,
anyway,
we'll have the right tapes rolling for you.
Yeah,
Bloss will get you right.
We're straight. But so actually up in the CFL, our long snapper had an AC joint, so I snapped for 4 games in the CFL. And then in Houston, John Weeks had a hamstring one of the preseason games, so I snapped for a preseason game. So I've always just kind of been the emergency guy. It's been like a back pocket
dabbled
deal.
in snapping.
Yeah, I mean, like it adds value. Like, oh, the kid's hustle linebacker, and then he also can be our emergency snapper. Maybe that's like the breaking point to keep me on a roster. So I mean,
it is.
Yeah, for sure.
People always make those little side comments like, "Hey, you really want to play in the league and last in the league, like pick up long snapping."
Oh, for sure.
Because you got these puds that'll be long snappers. No disrespect to the long snappers, but you'll be having guys run down the field after snapping a ball to go on punt. And it's just like, all right, you got the punter and the long snapper. They don't necessarily count. There's 9 guys to block on the field.
Yeah, and then so like that's where like Luke Rhodes with Indy is a linebacker converted long snapper or whatever, and he's been eating. I think he was all pro last year, and so like the special teams coach with the Texans was part of that transition. So like that's one of the contacts, and then I know a lot of special teams coaches around that I'm sending tape to and that kind of thing, playing the game.
So you're back to the
grind, to the emails.
I was gonna say you're back to the emails. Yeah. Fucking hey, I'm a dog.
Yeah.
Check the snap tape.
Check the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll match my physical fitness against any long snapper in the league any day of the week. So
yo, I love that, dude. And if you do, like, I don't see why you potentially wouldn't get a shot because you can actually cover
for sure. But it is a crazy skill, like the mastery of like hitting the hip every time on a long snap.
I'm not saying anybody can snap. No, I'm taking into account watching your tape. Like, I mean, if you continue to work on this, like, why wouldn't
that's what
get another shot?
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, that's what the boys are hoping to do. Dude, do you know I kicked off in the game too?
No way.
Yeah. So this is a crazy.
You're just flexing all over the bus right now.
This is a crazy freaking story too. So we're going against the Vikings. This was Izzo. Larry Izzo was my special teams coach. It was his first year, and we were playing the Vikings, who had Cordero Patterson, who's obviously a dog, absolute dog returner. Yeah. And so I'm the R5, and like we're trying to like plan like a onside kick. So like, hey, he goes the R5. Can you come across the ball and like chip shot it over there? I was like, yeah. So I kick it. He goes, can you pooch it over there? Pooched over there. He goes, can you kick it deep? I go, yeah, coach. I kicked in high school. And so
you need the tape?
Yeah. So this is on a Friday. This is like on like the fast Friday. So I kick off and I reach the end zone on like just like my first kick, and he goes, do it again. So I kick it to the end zone again, and then he comes up to me after practice. He goes, I'm gonna run this by coach. You want to kick off on Sunday? I go, hell yeah, let's go. And then so he's hyped me up because Wes Welker kicked off for a few games back when he was with the Dolphins. He goes, dude, Wes had 3 tackles a game. He goes, you just get a rover, play linebacker after the first wave of guys. I was like, all right, let's go. And so then this is where it gets crazy, where now it comes to game day. I'm super pumped. And I was like, hey, coach, should I go out and warm up? Like that kind of thing. Because like, you didn't warm up in practice. We're good. Like, this is a surprise. Like, we're like, and like, so he's like scheming. He's like, he's a little scatterbrained, but he's the man. Like, he's like a player's coach. Wants you covering and playing fast. He's a stud coach. So I don't want to dog on him at all. But he goes, here, I got it. He goes, we'll set up a ball as you guys run out for the start of the game. You'll get a warm up kick. Then ball hit somewhere. Nobody know where it came from. I was like, coach, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. But but let's ride. But so anyway, so first kickoff, I didn't kick it great, but it like goes crazy and lands on like the end line, and we tackle him inside the 20. So and then the second kickoff, he goes, you can pooch it, right? Like you can directional kick. I was like, yeah, coach, it was first team all state. I can make it rain out here. Yeah. And so I go to
put the ball wherever you want.
Yeah, but so I pooch kick it, and like it lands on like I think it's like the 8-9 yard line with some height to it, like a pro. But I tear my quad on the second kick. And so like I like limp down,
kicking, like swinging your leg to kick it.
Yeah, on that lockout, I popped my rectus femoris, that muscle on the top.
Oh,
so I popped my quad. And so I'm out for like 4 or 5 weeks of that. That was a tough injury to come back from, because it's tough. Like they're like the only people that hurt this muscle are like Olympic sprinters and kickers. Like, but so yeah, so that's my kicking story. So I've done the special teams gig so I'm for the brand. I'm a Pat McAfee guy.
I fucking love that, dude.
We interrupt this episode to bring you an ad from our friends at Whistle Pig. Guys, I can't even tell you. The distillers at Whistle Pig, they've cut it loose. They're letting it go. Giving it all to us. The piggyback barrel aged rye smash. This thing right here. Power in a can right here. It's refreshing, nationally carbonated. And it's basically it's a mix between a whiskey cocktail and a seltzer. It's 8%. Go ahead and sign me up for that. I don't think there's anything else out there like it. It's refreshing. It's bold. It's pretty balanced flavors. The fruit in it.
Hey, real quick. It could be considered the Chevy Silverado of beverages.
Ooh, that's a good point, JP. It is the Chevy Silverado of a whiskey/seltzer cocktail in a can, 8%. Boom. There you go. It's bold, refreshing, grit and determination. All the same thing. My favorite flavor is hands down the Well, it's not this one. It's this one right here. Fresh ginger lime. The blackberry lemon fizz is good, and this session citrus mint right here, pretty solid. You know, I'd probably put it on the third on the list, but still pretty solid. All right, do me a favor, visit piggybackrye.smash.com for more info, and make sure you grab a box in select stores. That's piggybackrye.smash.com for more info. Go ahead and get you one of these. You know, 8%. It's football season. Go ahead and let loose a little. Campfire, you know, out on the boat. For those of you that are in warm weather. But yeah, back to the episode.
Yeah. I fucking love that. Shit.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of...
Have you don't have to say any teams, but have you had any success showing anybody your long snapping tape?
Yeah, I had one workout. Said the skills there, just needs a little more fine.
So you've had a workout.
I've had a workout, yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, for the boys, yeah.
So how do you feel? Like what is your head tell you? Because what I'm thinking about is, all right, if I've been out of the league for 2 years.
Yeah, you think it's dead.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, all right, do I need to start putting my energy and my focus and, you know, the stuff off the field? Do I need to just fucking put football to bed and go all in with this stuff and stop hanging on to the dream? Like, hey, I'm trying to get back into the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what's going on through your head now? Like what's in your headspace now?
For sure. Like, and I've tried to put football to sleep a few times. Actually we left the league out. I've been in 5 leagues. I went to the XFL for
Oh, that's right. Hey, that was the best, dude. Do you have that video?
What video?
Where I remember you because you got signed and you practiced a couple practices. Yeah, and you did an interview. And what'd you say? You're like, yeah, I'm just ready to, you know, bust a couple heads and put some tape back out there.
Yeah, like I'm coming back. I said something like...
He like does an interview with the XFL and it's like an XFL fashion interview. He's like, you know, I'm just ready to like bust some heads and get back out on the field. I might be hyping it up too much, but it was something along those lines, right?
It was something gritty. Now that's XPT, which is another whole different type of training. I got it somewhere on my Twitter or something. I'll get it queued up for you guys.
And then you say that interview and then the XFL goes to shit.
Well, so like it was in full XFL fashion too. I was going to start my first game because the starting linebacker before that threw a massive right hook at the running back. So he was suspended for the first half. So
just a shit show, dude.
But so yeah, you show up and then like, so we're like heading to the bus to go play New York and Trump shuts everything down. And so then the league folds. And so like I steal tape from that and send the practice tape out, whatever that looked like. Like I've sent out some ridiculous tape over the years.
I love the fucking commitment. You're sending practice tape out.
Oh, dude, I needed some. Well, like I have this whole other agent story because I flipped agents after my
Hang on,
last
before
year.
you get into that, you said you tried 5 other leagues since the...
No, I've been in 5 leagues. Like I was thinking about this other day. Arena, UFL, CFL, NFL, XFL. Like there's like I just need Mexico to have open up a league now. I'll go down there too.
Like fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a fucking movie.
It's ridiculous.
You can make a movie out of that story. We might need to cut that out. We might need to edit this out and do our own thing. Just get in the tank. Just get in the Shark Tank, the think tank. If Mark Wahlberg can have Invincible, you know what I'm saying? We can create some heat now.
What actor is gonna play me?
You.
Fuck.
Hey, the way you're hanging on, the way you're still doing it, like you're in shape. Fucking look at you.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, show him like as I say, look at you. Drop a picture or drop a photo of his Instagram. Like when I say that for the fucking thing, but. Ooh. Yeah, who would you want to play you if you could have anybody play you?
Ooh. Yeah.
right.
McConaughey'd be tight. I'll take a Jason Momoa with the long hair.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, some people tried to tell me I look like the other Hemsworth brother at one point when I had shorter hair.
Liam?
Yeah, I said it was trash. Yeah.
That's all right. I mean,
yeah, I'll take what I can get. Yeah.
I think he pulls, so it's a good comparison to have, dude. Who's the person that people say that the actor that looks like me is the dude from Jurassic Park, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, Chris Pratt?
Do you guys think that? People think fuck no, and people think like, oh, I can see it. I think more Ryan Reynolds. Garrett just does some bullshit. Garrett just smiles like this motherfucker, dude.
Oh shit! No, that Chris Pratt a little bit. It's just like the facial hair.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take him. Listen,
The humor. Forehead.
Yeah.
I'd fucking take Chris Pratt in a
Great
heartbeat. He can play. Yeah,
personality
he can.
goes punch for punch.
Yeah. Goes punch for punch. Takes a lot of jokes on to the chin.
Yeah, but
No pause.
it counts though. What were we talking about before
I don't know. We went on a nice tangent. Hey, get that fucking like.
Oh, we were like, do we still want the saga of Brian Peters to continue with the agent deal too? That was a whole shit show.
Wait, is it now?
This is a new agent, and like I wanted like little bit bigger agent, a little more greasy guy because I had no leverage because my last year I played hurt. Like I shot my ankle. I took 30 shots to the ankle my last season. Like the
30 shots to the ankle. Like, what are we talking about here? Cortisone?
Yeah. So I really couldn't like feel my foot like the last 10 games I played in the NFL because so they misdiagnosed me. They said like I tore my deltoid ligament on the inside that I could play 3 weeks later, and we lost 3 linebackers to injury. So like I had a chance to start and play on defense, which I hadn't had in the NFL yet. So hustled back for this Broncos game.
Hey, Vrabe's your coach? Is Vrabe your linebacker
No,
coach?
Vrabe is gone. This is 2018.
Oh, okay.
He's here with the Titans now. So nestled
I'm
in
sure
with
he
the
would
Titans.
just drug you in those linebacker meetings.
Oh, for real? Yeah, he's.
He would fucking-
Oh yeah, dude. I got some Vrabe stories too, but anyways,
we all do.
yeah.
It's all good.
If you know Vrabel, you have a story.
Yeah.
Even if you're a stranger and you see him on the street, you have a story. But no, so like the deltoid's on the inside of the ankle, but all my pain was on the outside, and I kept telling my trainers my pain's on the outside. I have no pain on the inside. Like, oh, that's just the inflammation rolling over. So, but I end up playing 10 weeks on half an ankle. That once they got in for like eventually my calf tore from overcompensating for my ankle. And they got in for surgery, and I had this chondral lesion. I had this cartilage torn off the bone, and so I was playing with that the whole damn time. But anyway, so
Just shoot cortisone in it.
yeah,
Which is dumb as shit.
yeah,
By the way.
yeah, terrible. Yeah,
just a terrible idea.
just a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
just a
exactly.
Band-Aid
Cortisone's
for-
like the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, and then like I'm getting stem cells because I can get to the PRP and that kind of thing. But anyway, so like I knew I had no leverage. I'm coming off my worst season. Like you can't play special teams if you don't have 100% in the tank. Like I was running like 90% of top speed, 95, whatever. But you get buried if you don't have top speed to agility. So I didn't put out good tape regardless of the point. Yeah. Well, let me tell my story.
Yeah.
That's the story I tell myself.
I was gonna say it's not like you need insane top speed to fucking
Yeah.
be out there and play.
But
Example
yeah,
being right here.
Yeah. But anyways, so I switched agents. I wanted because the last deal I got from my last 1 year deal, I wasn't ecstatic about it. And so I was like, all right, I need someone with more contacts this time around and try and get the deal. So this guy sold me. I had met him through one of my Northwestern buddies, and probably my least favorite human. So I'm gonna try and like temper myself a little bit.
Yeah.
But so he tells
This new agent?
So he tells me all these things like he can do for me, that gives me a timeline for like when we think we're gonna get signed, what conversation he's gonna have. And so I hold him accountable to these things like, hey, like combine's over, like where are your conversations at? And he's like saying like Tennessee and other things where like I didn't think Braves was a massive fan of me, so I didn't think he was gonna try and get me there or anything like that. So I was like, let's work on other avenues. And then like so I call him like 2-3 times a week sometimes, just saying, hey, what's up? Like anything happening? Like not big conversations. And then eventually like one of his other guys fires him, and I was cool with him, so we were talking. And then at one point, like I was like, hey, what's going on? Like you said, like we'd have like opportunities by now. And like I didn't give him a lot to work with. So like in hindsight, maybe I wasn't the best client either. But he goes, if you want to fire me too, go ahead. And I go, I'm not trying to fire you. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And so we have this conversation. It was a real rough conversation. And then the next time we talked, I ended up firing him and going back to my old agent. But dude, this conversation with this agent was out of control. He goes, you're a Northwestern guy. Like you're supposed to be high character. Everybody's going to know you have terrible character now that you fired me. He goes, I'm going to know forever. Like, he goes, if you become the CEO of FedEx, he goes, I'm going to know that you still have, you're a terrible person. You have terrible character. Like just lays into me. I was like, listen, dude, like, I'm not trying to like make this a thing. Like if like you've obviously worked for me, I'll pay you for your time and that kind of thing. He goes, I don't want your money. He goes, I've been in this league or this business for 14 years. You're going to need the money more than I do, blah, blah, blah. Just goes ham.
Jeez, is he still an agent to this day?
Yeah, he's still an agent this day.
What's his name?
Ed Wazlewski.
I love it. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that was no bueno. But anyways, switched back to my agent, got some calls, got a few workouts worked out for the Saints. Like, but things didn't work out.
I think we were at the same workout. Oh wait, no.
No.
You worked out before or after me? You might have worked out after. I think you worked out after.
Yeah,
me.
This was like week 3.
Yeah.
So maybe for your spot.
Oh, I think. I forget who the linebackers were because I know when I got hurt, that's when the Saints had traded for Kiko Alonso.
Yeah.
And then you were there with like who was Mark Barron? Was Mason Foster there?
No, I never made the team. Like I just worked out.
Right, but I'm saying at the workout.
No.
Oh, gotcha.
No, this was Ray Armstrong was there.
Ray Armstrong. That's right. That's right. That's
Then he signed on. It was like week 2 or 3 or something like that. Yeah.
But
yeah, so that's my last.
What juicy stories you got about Billy O?
Billy O. Oh wow, that's
any you can tell.
I mean, there's not like crazy stories by any means. Like he's a tough coach, but he's fair in the same sense. Like where he just always, I think, got wired up to play the Patriots and that kind of thing. That's where my favorite stories are like when he'd come in and like try and impersonate Tom Brady's cadence. Like he'd come in like on the stage of the defensive room and he goes, listen, Tom does all this stuff. He goes, when he points, he doesn't mean he's pointing sometimes. And like he goes through like all Tom's cadences and just goes ham. So he got wired up for the Patriots games and that kind of thing. But other than that, there's not too many crazy stories. Like me and him weren't crazy tight or anything like that. Like I was his guy early because I was productive, and then my production dropped off. I wasn't his guy, which is what have you done for me lately kind of league. But yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, but no,
you don't want to.
Yeah,
you don't want to give a little juice. A little juicy story.
There's no juicy hot guy. Oh, you're referring to the other story where he's.
No, I'm just like anybody that's like played for Coach O. It's not been like favorable outlooks on the culture and the organization and stuff like that.
Yeah,
no, I'm not gonna say organization. The culture of Billy O.
Yeah, he has his crazy one-line standard, and if you're off that, like if you don't practice enough, if you like all these kind of things, like you're not his guy, and he'll single you out in meetings and that kind of stuff. But he progressed as a coach fantastically while I was there too. Like we got there and like you know how like in meetings like where like I don't know if they do this anywhere.
So coach, essentially you get mad if you're not like one of his guys who will get like praise or get.
It's pretty clear cut with him. Like he doesn't bullshit a lot. Like if he's your guy, or you're his guy or not.
Yeah,
so that kind of thing. And because he demands like a standard of performance. And like guys that like so like initially when I got there, like I think it was like Thursday or Friday, like he has his like hour-long quiz.
Mm-hmm.
So he's quizzing everybody in the room, special teams, offense, defense, on different scenarios, different jobs, and that kind of stuff. Like who's the like special teams, like who's the punter, and if a guy doesn't know, he'll keep burying you until you get something right, or they'll be like, Peters, what's the fucking right answer, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Brave does that a little bit. I mean, they might get it from like Belichick.
Yeah,
like the team keys, the understanding your personnel.
It's a great tool for accountability. Like I'm just trying to tell the stories, but like but like all that stuff is necessary. And then like I also think like if you know the information, you can't relay it in a meeting, like you're gonna be a liability.
Right.
Like so like if you don't know, again, like say they switch out a wing or a punter, like all those things, like the like little details, like you're gonna get exposed at one point. If you can't do it in a meeting, you're not gonna do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
We interrupt this episode to tell you about our friends over at Cross Country Mortgage, man. Cross Country Mortgage fires me up.
Yeah, it does.
Because you know I love deals.
You love them.
And Cross Country Mortgage helps you get the deals and helps you save the money. Listen, much like us at Barstool, Cross Country Mortgage is a people-first group of people. They're dedicated to the fundamentals of mortgage lending, which results in a fast, convenient, and less stressful home financing or refinancing experience. Main talking points. Rates are unbelievably low. Don't pay the bank more money than you need to.
No way.
Yeah. Our friends over at Cross Country Mortgage make it super simple to figure out how much you can save on a monthly basis and over the life of your loan. The numbers can be staggering. And you don't know how much you can save unless you actually talk to an expert and figure it out. Go to the next one. If you're a homeowner and haven't refinanced recently, you may be leaving thousands, if not tens of thousands. Heck, who knows? Could be hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table over the life of the loan that could be working for you in other places, like your new man cave makeover, second or investment home purchase if you want to become a real estate investor. Or maybe you just have a boatload of cash in your pocket to go gamble on your favorite sports team. Shout out Las Vegas Raiders. Quick talking points. The rates are at an all-time low. They may never get this low again. Call today for a fast, free rate quote. Our partners will save you a lot of money. Call today, and our friends at Cross Country Mortgage will give you a free home valuation that is free. Free. They tell you nothing in life is free, but that's not true because Cross Country Mortgage is letting you do this for free, just for calling.
For free?
For free. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool to learn more about your future home buying experience or refinance your current mortgage.
Where we go to find that?
You go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool. I'll scroll down some. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval. That's www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Back to the episode. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, rate 5 stars, and put in the comments that you want to see Garrett on camera more.
Yeah. So
You got any? You played with Kush. Did you play with Kush?
yeah.
Kush is your boy.
Yeah,
What's Kush
my guy.
like?
Kush is the man.
Kush
dude.
has like a legend out there. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
like, there's like this legend about Kush because he's obviously got popped a couple times. Like he's got the bloody photos. He's got this.
the headbutt.
He's
with
got
no
this
helmet.
facade about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Kush like?
Kush is the man, dude. He I always respect him just because he like guys that like train their ass off in the gym. Like I always kind of gravitated towards too. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. But so like
When he was on SC with Maluga and all those boys,
And,
Taylor Mays. But who's the linebacker cores? Clay Matthews,
Yeah.
Maluga, Brian Cushing. There's another one who played for the Bengals for a long time.
yeah, Maluga
No,
played
not
for the Bengals.
Maluga. Another one. That was like right before Maluga. Not the Bengals a long time, but it was. We'll figure it out. But anyway,
But
your Cushing
like
stuff.
yeah, but like so like people see like like it's not a facade he puts on. Like the dude's tough as nails. He like if he's there, he's on. Like he it's dude, he's a fucking warrior. Like so he like. And like if once you like get to know him and get into his mindset too, like the dude treats a football game like a street fight. Like that's what he wires his brain for.
Them crazy New Jersey bastards.
Oh,
dude.
crazy! And this dude, there's so many stupid nuanced stories to Kush too. Where like, I don't think he timed it perfectly, but he did it a lot. Where I think he timed it. So every time we had the team prayer in the shower, Kush would be in there puking his guts out. He pukes before every game, just puking his guts out, and then like he'd be like, "Screw, Peters! I threw up the CoQ12 pill, the whole pill." Like just. Yeah. Yeah, but he's the man. But dude, that's his deal. Like he's physical, he plays tough. He gets the job done. He's he has this like the legend. Like he's like this crazy strong. He's an incredibly strong human.
Yeah,
but he's earned all that. Like he's
very respected.
Oh yeah, he's fully respected. But yeah, dude. I mean, look at him, dude. Look at
the prayer showers are the best, dude.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, all right, you know, you got all the rap music playing, like the murdering songs, this, that, and the other. It's like, all right, prayer in the shower, and the music goes down, and pretty much, essentially, everybody gets up. And they go, it's just, I don't know, it's just prayer in the shower. It's where I have no clue.
Yeah.
Why is it the shower?
It's just the only empty space because like not everybody comes to prayer either.
Yeah, not
So,
everybody goes to prayer.
Yeah.
So if you're just doing a locker room around people who don't go to prayer,
Yeah.
and I'll just be like yelling obnoxious stuff. Hey, tell the prayer where Jesus whoops their ass. As they're going back there. Oh
Yeah.
and then you get done with the prayer, and then you come back, and then you turn the rap music back up.
Yeah.
You're ready to go out there and
and
murder somebody.
You go
put the
sin.
women and children to sleep.
Now the sins come.
Yeah, now the sin
You gotta
comes.
get right
dude.
with God first.
Hell yeah. Talk about Mind Strong, and we'll get into, because you're also trying to get into the podcast world with Chasing Edges, but talk a little bit about Mind Strong and your journey with this whole breathwork performance, human performance, all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It low key. It started that when I was down in Houston in like 2016. Like the team was paying for us to do the sensory deprivation chamber, like the float tanks. And I was in there and I was just bullshitting, like trying to hold my breath as long as I could. So I get out and Google, how do you hold your breath longer? And it was like free diving and Wim Hof method. So I started going deep into those. And I went from like holding my breath from a minute to like 3 minutes, 3.5. And I started like getting really good at holding my breath for whatever damn reason. Yeah. And then my buddy at the same time, Harvey Martin, was up in Minnesota and he was going through the Wim Hof stuff to like, he was like transitioning out of the baseball world. Yeah. And it was like kind of picking him up emotionally. Like his physiology, like everything, he was feeling good. And like it became like a tool for him to like get through what he was going through, and then he started applying it to sport up there. He was a pitching coach, so he started applying it to baseball players. But like, so at the time I was doing the free diving and the Wim Hof stuff, and that's when Luke Richardson came into Houston, the strength coach, took over for Fisher.
Okay.
So we're down there, and he comes down and he assesses the team and he comes to the conclusion that we're unfit to run. He does like the FMS scores and like the Nordboard hamstring strength tests and stuff, and says like, you guys aren't fit to run yet. We need to work on firing pattern, trigger pointing, glute strength, all these things. So, and he gave the whole State of the Union, like, nobody runs outside of here. If you run, I don't care if you're JJ Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, nobody runs until I say so. And so nobody's running. But I'm doing this breathwork stuff at the time, just like staying busy. And then I kind of found this XPT pool training and stuff at the same time. And so then once we do start running a month later, we do like a warm up run one day, and the next day we run conditioning. And dude, I'm like, my conditioning levels still nails. Like
you're not running. This is you not running.
Yeah. Without running, we walk into our first conditioning day, and like, I'm out running all linebackers, and I'm running with the DBs. Like I'm crushing some of the DBs, and I'm like, there's something here.
How long were you not running again? Like, explain
about a month. Yeah. So like a month.
No running. You're just doing breath work.
Yeah. Well, we're doing breath work. Then we're doing strength training in the gym. Like we're doing hamstring eccentrics. We're doing glute activation.
But as far as running cardio, you're not.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing anything besides like my breath work stuff. And so all right, there's something here. And then that's when like me and my buddy Harvey started to put together this Mind Strong project, to where like, how can breath improve sports performance? And so like, people in the world then were this dude Brian McKenzie, Laird Hamilton, and his wife Gabby Reese. And like, there's not a lot of people in this breath world, so like, it's kind of like we're starting to figure out that like, this is like a missing pillar of human performance.
Right.
And now then eventually, like, as you get into the weeds of it, it's not human performance just like being a good, clean human being in the first place. You start learning about mouth breathing and versus nasal breathing, and what actual like calm breathing does to the mind. And then like, how like, if you are a mouth breather, how you're more likely to like, so I know you tape your mouth.
When I sleep.
Yeah. So like, you're more likely for sleep apnea and stress and anxiety and all these things. And so we started asking why, and like, these mentors in the realm were able to answer these questions for us. And eventually we did our own research. So you got like the Oxygen Advantage, you got all these books and the art of it too. And then we started demoing all these meditation methods and stuff. And eventually it became this human performance company where we're teaching breath work to teach mental skills. So not only are we improving your performance and your VO2 max and stuff with breath work, now like, if you can control your breath and your physiology, you can actually control your psychology, and they're tied very closely together. So like, kind of our stance on it is like, psychology is unresolved physiology. Like, your heart rate and your respiratory rate tell the brain that you're safe and you can solve problems. If not, you regress and you can't solve problems. And I think that shows up in football too. Like, guys that are too amped up, or like young kids that can't, like, they know what to do. They know how to play cover 3. They know how to play man-to-man all day, but they freak out. Like, they're probably not breathing. They're not calm. They don't understand that like, the breath is a tool to downregulate and focus and things like that. So we've created this company around those skills. And so we can improve your athletic performance, and then we can like, help you get control of your sports psychology and your mental skills too. So it's been a cool little journey. We started that like back in 2015 loosely, and then it built as we got deeper and deeper into breath work.
And now you guys are getting into professional sports, right?
Yeah. So
we're starting to get to the level of working with professional athletes.
Yeah. So we were the first breath coach in the MLB. We have a contract as the breath specialist for the San Francisco Giants, who are number 1 right now. Shout out to the Giants, to the boys. And then we got a bunch of NHL guys. They've gravitated towards it because VO2 max is like the standard for hockey because their work capacity is so high. Yeah. So we have about like 6-7 NHL guys that work with us pretty regularly. Definitely do like the full off-season program and that kind of thing. And then we got a few pitchers around the MLB too. But yeah, so it's growing and it's got some traction, and people like, the cool thing about it is you can feel it. Like we went through a little bit of something this morning, me and you, with the hypoxic work, but like, it's just like, it's a tool.
Right. If I'm an athlete talking to you, or just anybody listening to, like, what's a simple explanation about why people should be curious about breathing correctly?
Yeah. I mean,
and breath performance. And
yeah, I mean, like, dude, like, you can start from the principles of it. Like, Like, why should you breathe in through your mouth versus your nose, and when? Like if you're fighting somebody, yeah, breathe in through your mouth all day. Like the primary benefit of breathing through your mouth is to get more oxygen in and out. But now you start talking about this how you breathe throughout the day. Like that compounds more than anything. Like if your mouth breathing all day, like so the mouth is digestive, the nose is respiratory. Like that's how anatomically we're built. That's how God built us. So if you're breathing through your nose, the air is getting clean, humidified. You have the ability to access nitric oxide. You breathe into the belly, which is the bottom of the lung. You strengthen the diaphragm and the pelvic floor if you're breathing properly through your nose. And so like now that's spine alignment and stability. Like there's a bunch of like fundamental benefits to just properly breathing, good breathing mechanics. And then now if you want to be an athlete and you want to be a dog, now you like address your relationship with oxygen and carbon dioxide. Like it doesn't matter if you're 400 pounds or you're 150 pounds. I put an oximeter on your finger that reads the oxygen in your blood. It's going to be 95 to 99 unless you have some lung disorder. So the problem is not having oxygen, it's how well you use it. So that now becomes your relationship with CO2, the byproduct of what you burn. Like after you burn, the oxygen becomes carbon dioxide, you exhale it out. And you can control and train that tolerance. So the longer you can control higher levels of CO2, the longer you can work, and your VO2 max goes up, and now you can run longer. And like how me and like my buddy Nate Epner, like you keep the dark place away from you longer. Like it's just like that mental giant, like, or that mental demon that comes on your shoulder, like, no, you're too tired and that kind of stuff. Like you can keep that farther away. Yeah. So like that's kind of how we view it.
Right. Cause I'm asking from a stance too. If an athlete's like listening, like if you're just sitting there, like just some meathead, like, okay, why would I incorporate breathing into my stuff?
Yeah.
That's why I asked like a simple example that could make somebody think and be like, yo, I should get curious about this.
Yeah.
Going into performance.
Yeah. It's just even simpler look at it is MMA fighting. Like you see a guy, you can tell when somebody's dead tired because their mouth breathing heavy, body language shows it. Like the guys that are cool, calm, and collected, and breathing through their nose, like they last longer. Like the goal is to breathe less. Like the guy who breathes the least is probably going to win. Like if you can't breathe, you can't fight. Mm-hmm. If you can't get oxygen to the muscle, you can't fight. Like if you can't run, like if your legs are dead, you can't fight. And you can train your tolerance to that level of CO2 that you build up in your legs or your arms or whatever body part you're using for your sport. So it's something you can do without wearing and tearing the body. Like you don't have to go bang and run 100-yard sprints all the time. Work in some breath work, get comfortable with higher levels of CO2 with exhale holds and things like that. And you can improve your aerobic capacity. It's been proven time and time and again. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think it's just a tool. Yeah.
Yeah, I know for me, the book that you put me on was The Oxygen Advantage. Yeah. If somebody was to start, would that be the book you would put everybody on? To start looking, getting curious, outside of obviously following at Mindstrong Project. Yeah, the Mindstrong Project. Shouting out the Mindstrong Project. You guys actually have an app too, right?
Yeah, we roll through this Kajabi app, but yeah, so you can access and buy a membership for monthly like breath coaching and some mobility work and primal stuff like that.
So if people were interested in getting involved with the Mindstrong Project, where would they go? They would download the Kajabi app?
Yeah. So but just go to the website and signs you up and it gives you all the instructions.
Go to your guys' website.
mindstrongproject.com and it'll take care of you from there. But yeah, but
some practical things you can do, reading Oxygen Advantage.
Yeah, that's the place to start because it breaks down like the oxygen and CO2 relationship.
Learn about it.
Yeah, the Bohr effect. And then as far as like the taping your mouth at night, like now, like if you look at it practically, like every breath helps or hurts you. So like if you breathe in through your mouth, that like the mouth breathing triggers fighting. Fight and flight is sympathetic nervous system. Nervous system triggers parasympathetic, rest and digest. So do you want to tell yourself all night while you're sleeping that you're safe or that you're fighting? Like if you're fighting, you're not going to get into that deep sleep consistently.
Yeah, I know for me, when I started taping my mouth shut due to you putting me on the Oxygen Advantage and telling me about it, shout out the boy. But for me, like wearing my whoop when I go to sleep and everything, getting all the data back, the stats back the night after, my respiratory rate would go way down. My resting heart rate would go way down. I'd be in the 50s, and the minute I started taping, I started getting in the high 40s, and then after a few weeks, I'm down in like the low 40s.
Savage.
Now, obviously, that goes with like workout routine and stuff like that, but this is something I'm consistently doing anyway.
Yeah.
So just the benefits that I was quickly seeing from taping my mouth shut at night and being conscious of the way I breathe throughout the day. Like I'll sit there and drive in my truck, or I'm driving in that nice Chevy Silverado, and I'll just notice how I'm breathing. Like if my mind's scrambled and I'm thinking about busting a lot, or I'm thinking about whatever my next workout routine is, or juggling ball, or just any of that stuff, I'll realize that my breasts are a little shorter. I'm in my chest a little bit more. I'm actually breathing a little bit more out of my mouth when I'm thinking about a lot of stuff. My head's full of jargon.
For sure.
And when you sit there and slowly and you start just being conscious about breathing through your nose, breathing into your stomach, it is crazy how much we're mouth breathers.
Yeah, dude, and it's that first level of awareness you get. So the first time that I was at that conditioning day with the Texans, I heard people breathing for the first time, and I knew I wasn't breathing that hard. So I was like, all right, I'm cool. Like this is
like I'm about to bury these boys.
Yeah, and that's weakness. Like and fighters see the same thing. You see a guy dog tired mouth breathing, like, all right,
blood in the
cut
water.
his head off. Yeah.
Blood in the water. He says, "Fucking cut his head off. Let's go.
Rip his head off." Yeah. You said Connor.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, boss, with that negativity, dude. We'll talk about. I know it's just all the time. He just.
I thought Connor looked good, and obviously,
thank you.
Yeah.
And clearly, he was nasal breathing because he got up swinging.
What? Hold on. So you were Connor, and he was Poirier.
Yeah, he was Poirier.
Okay.
Boss goes against anything we're all for. Yeah.
Pretty
There we
much.
go.
And then Bloss is like a troll on the internet, and just like, you know.
You guys all got some trolling. You got some fantastic trolling skills. Like your trolling skills are elite.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, all the boys on the bus have that.
Rowback Activewear. You all know Rowback. Best fit, best feel. And it's football season, the best season, which means it's also hoodie season. Luckily for you guys, Rowback just restocked their performance hoodies. And I'm not kidding when I say these are the absolute softest, highest quality hoodies in the game. I have all mine in the washing machine right now. That's why I don't have it on right now. But the material is out of this world soft and the stretch is unmatched. Nobody does hoodies like Rowback. Rowback also just dropped new performance polos, and trust us when we say the designs are fresh. Perfect for the golf course or a night out with your lady. They scream versatility. You go out with Rowback, you might come home with more than just one lady.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, but team faithful. We've worn these polos 100 times, and the collars still look brand new, and the fabric is just so soft. Rowback's gear is popping up all over the NFL. Our boy Quentin Nelson, Sam Hubbard, Rowback. Quentin Nelson and Sam Hubbard wear Rowback. Rowback is quickly becoming the go-to activewear in the league. They also have two of the biggest apparel sponsorships in college sports, with Notre Dame's Kyle Hamilton and Georgia quarterback JT Daniels officially joining the Rowback team. It's fair to say that Rowback's gear is popping up all over the place. So if you play football or you're a football fan, you wear Rowback. Simple as that. Call to action. Use the code BUSSIN, that's BUSSIN, on rowback.com for a generous, sound like Will, 20% off your first order. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off your first order on all polos, Q-zips, hoodies, and tees with code BUSSIN. Hop on the Rowback train now because it's taking off. So go check them out at rowback.com. Do it for the boys.
Listening to any of that stuff that he's talked about, does any of the boys have any questions about his journey or any of that breathing shit?
Yeah, well, just a comment, like as y'all started talking about it more, I started noticing myself. I'm like, all right, I'm about to just breathe through my nose.
There you go.
And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm out of breath.
There's more resistance there through the nose initially, but like also the nasal cavity is like if you don't use it, you lose it thing. So you have to keep sending stimulus there to open up the nasal cavity. If you're mouth breathing, and a lot of things trigger mouth breathing. If you eat like shit, like your stomach is solving a problem. It needs more oxygen to solve a problem. Like oxygen is an antibacterial, antiviral too. It's just a lot of things compound into it, and you can solve a lot of your problems with your breath. Yeah.
Okay. No, I was going to ask about these ice baths too that we've been looking at.
Oh yeah, giddy up.
Oh, bro, this is my man Brian will walk out into the wilderness frozen, whether he's in Alaska, Montana, anywhere up north. He'll find a lake or a river nearby, frozen on top. He'll bring a shovel. He'll bring a pickaxe. He'll chop a hole into it, and you'll go and sit in this cold ass fucking river.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's the cold shower. Like look up cold shower benefits. That's small stuff, but this seeing you do this shit, I'm like, yo, you're just on a completely different level with this cold therapy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like yeah, for sure. So like with Mind Strong, we use it as a tool. Like, how can we put you in a stressful environment and show you that breath work is a tool? So like the first, like, we'll put you in the ice, which is like, we call that like our stadium, like a stadium with 80,000 people with music bumping and you, responsibility and eyes on you, like attention, all those things are stressors. So that's the only stressor we can make similar to that. So we'll put you in there, and like a lot of people's first response is a short shot like that. And like, that's a problem. That's not a tool. Like, you're hurting yourself. So like, we'll teach you again, the relationship, how to dump CO2 so that the next breath, the oxygen gets in, calms the system, gets to the cell. And so now like the breath's a tool to beat the cold, to beat the stress. And you can use that in a stadium. You can use that in the ice. You can do all the things, but like, it's just, yeah. Like if you can't breathe in an environment, you can't own the environment. If you can't breathe in a position, you can't own the position. It's the same in weightlifting and that kind of thing. But no, like honestly, like the reason I love the ice so much is it's forced meditation for me. Like ice sucks every time. It doesn't matter how many times I've done it. That nobody wants. The hardest part's like the 30 seconds before you get in that thing.
No question. I'll wake up, tell myself I'm gonna hit a cold shower the next morning. I'll wake up. But start turning it up to that heat.
Yeah, but you're fine when you get in though. Like it's not the end of the world every time. Like, but
for sure. But when you get in, you're a little, you're a little cold. Yeah. You're a little naked. You're a little afraid.
Yeah,
right when you turn
naked and afraid.
yeah. When you turn that knob, dude, and that cold just hits you.
Yeah,
it's just. But yeah, once you get past it,
for sure. Good. But like, and like, there's not a crazy super amount of benefits to the ice by itself, because it's like a vasoconstrictor and that kind of thing. But like, you get the focus and the awakeness from the neuroepinephrine hit and that kind of thing. And it's also like it's like making your bed. Like, it's something you don't want to do, but you should do. It starts yourself out with some accomplishment, that kind of thing. But like the 3 minutes in the ice, especially in nature, is just like forced meditation. Like, I'm not anywhere else. I'm there. I'm focusing on my breath, and it's chill. And then once you get out, like you're numb anyways, like getting your legs in the cold tub, your legs numb up and you don't feel anything after a minute anyways. So you'll get out from there, and I'll do some breath work after I get out of the ice.
But I mean, you're sitting in there neck up.
Yeah, neck up.
Like, what kind of benefit do you have from that cold water immersion?
It's just more.
You know what I'm saying? You're kind of like just going over it, saying there's not tremendous benefit, but there is in cold water immersion.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
going neck up like that.
So obviously, the first you control the breath. It's an immune system booster. But like it's literally like, again, like I just call it forced meditation. Like, but like, so now if you want to get deeper into it, I don't know how deep you want to get to it, like the cold shock and heat shock proteins, but like I primarily use ice now as a contrast on a recovery day.
Gotcha.
And then like I'll use it like cold shower to wake up and a cold shower to go to bed to get my body temperature down.
What kind of recovery methods do you use, like with hot cold?
Hot cold, I do,
because you're big in the sauna. So explain what you do there.
Yeah, so like that's where you see some crazy benefits, and it's like it's a great flush recovery. But so you start 3 minutes in the cold, you get a heavy sweat, try and get your heart rate up above 120 in the sauna, get a good sweat going. Another 3 minutes in the cold.
You'll go neck up in the cold, right?
Yep, every time.
And then you'll go straight from the cold. You'll get in the hot sauna. A traditional sauna, or are we talking infrared?
Traditional sauna. They get a little hotter.
So around like 180,
exposure.
190, whatever.
Yeah, 180 to like 210.
And then you'll try to work up, get your heart rate up over 120.
Yeah. So
for how long do you get in the sauna?
The sauna is like, it depends on the temperature. Like if it's 200, you can be out in 15 minutes. If not, it bleeds on a little longer. And everybody's different too. Everybody responds to the heat differently. So so it's 3 rounds. So three touches of the ice, but the last round of the ice is just usually just a dunk and hold your breath underwater under the ice tub for a little bit.
You finish in the ice?
Yeah, you finish in the ice for recovery. But like the big thing there is like what people don't realize is it turns into a workout. Like some of our hockey guys will burn like 700 to 900 calories because usually the cycle takes around an hour. And these guys, like again, where you burn a lot of your calories is your cardiovascular system, and you have all these little muscles on like the veins and arteries that vasoconstrict, vasodilate, heart rate gets up in the heat, then you get back in vasoconstrict, and you're working these little muscles, and you end up like it taxes your nervous system, but like you'll sleep like a baby after it. It's phenomenal. And then you're also like you're killing weak cells, like the cold shock proteins, heat shock proteins. You'll start becoming like a tougher human to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tougher human to kill.
But but like,
you get the juice flowing, bro.
But
like
now,
below the belt.
But now there's like all these life metaphors and all this like primal step back where like we're not meant to live in AC. We're not supposed to go from 70 degrees in our house to our car to work to our car and home. Like we have energy systems in our body to fight the cold and the heat, but we don't use them anymore. So like, where does that energy system go? Like some people say it's like the autoimmune diseases, whatever the hell, but like that's all hearsay. But like it makes you more comfortable in extreme environments. So why would you not train yourself that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
But yeah.
But practically, just to get this recovery method out there, 3 minutes in the ice, neck up.
Yep.
15 minutes probably, around 15 minutes
15
in
to
the
25,
sauna.
yeah.
3 minutes again in the ice neck up.
Yep.
15 to 20 in the sauna again.
Yep.
And then you'll end with just completely immersing yourself, do a breath hold underwater, just take a dip fully in.
Yep.
And then you'll get out.
Yeah. And dude, you like some people feel high after, like it's just like a really cool feeling.
Dude, it's
you gotta feel it.
The Ben Greenfield, his one would be his one was like 15 minutes in the heat, 5 minutes in the cold, basically 3 rounds, and you would end on a cold shower.
Yeah.
So similar, the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And doing it in training camp, especially like on an off day, bro, you do feel incredible.
All that like that pump you're getting in your veins and arteries and stuff, it like flushes out your soreness. I tweaked my back deadlifting the other day, and like I hit my sauna and ice, and like it starts. You there's a noticeable difference before and after.
Noticeable. It's crazy.
Noticeable.
It does. It feels really good when like you drop when we'll drop our stones and actually do the cold water submersion, like for real. Because sometimes you're just like, fuck, I'm not trying to completely immerse myself underwater.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we'll like stand in the cold tub. Like Taylor, we call ourselves like accountability buddies back in like 18 when we were on the Titans. Together, even this year too, before he had his ACL, but you go from the sauna, but in COVID this year the saunas were shut down, so you couldn't activate those facilities. But when we do it, you'd sit there and be in the sauna together, and then you'd be in the cold tub and you'd be like, hey, are you gonna go underwater?
Yeah,
like, oh, I don't know, not today, man. And then you just immerse yourself down in the cold water, you get in like the steam room, but you feel absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to touch on? There's been a banger pod. How long have we went?
You're at an hour and 26 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Boom,
Yeah.
the boys.
You've been talking. You've been rolling.
I was gonna ask about so like the chiropractors and stuff like that. Like like I guess you can get your nose adjusted, or you can open up your airways. Have you seen that done with like the balloon?
Yeah, a little bit. I haven't done it myself, so I can't like.
Are you not a
speak to
chiropractor guy? The way you kind of just chuckled right there.
No, I'm a.
He goes, chiropractors.
I was intrigued. I was intrigued at the next step on that conversation. No, I've done more like the TMJ work where they like adjust like the fascia around your jaw and like inside your mouth and your tongue and stuff. That stuff I think works fantastically. But no.
Taylor's alluded to doing something like that, like stuff inside of his mouth and shit to where he'll like move his hand, like just do some like just weird kind of shit.
Like your fascial pattern starts in the mouth, so like it's a good place to start. Then I have my jaw obviously, so I constantly like just like kind of RPR through my like my fascia and my neck and stuff. So like
you'll just find a bunch of sore spots through your jaw.
Dude, but when they get their fingers in your, like they'll put gloves on and stuff, but when they get your fingers and dig into your cheeks and stuff, like
that sounds brutal.
It bites, but then you realize like how often do you like go through like grinding your teeth and like clenching or whatever? You don't really know, but like once they open that up, you're just like, oh wow, holy shit.
When I was doing my that RPR stuff that we've talked about, what does RPR stand for, by the way? Do you know?
Yeah,
I'm putting you on the spot. You're the leader. You're the leader.
I'm blanking on it right now.
But when I was getting assessed in RPR, I was a jaw driver. You're like, there's like a few different drivers, and I was like a jaw driver. So anytime something would happen, I'm like clenching at my jaw.
Yeah.
And the dude would be rubbing my jaw out. That sounds fucking real sensitive. No pause.
But that shit hurts.
Yes, that shit fucking hurts, bro. What the fuck, Bloss? Sorry, Bloss just threw up on the YouTubes. He threw up somebody just getting their nose
Is that what you're
adjusted.
talking about? That's the adjustment you're talking about? No. That looks like a clean nose break.
Cody Garbrandt, he's a UFC fighter.
Hey, where are we hearing that? You got a speaker back here?
What?
Your headphones, I think.
Yeah, they're hanging on your microphone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but Cody Garbrandt, he's a UFC fighter. And this is kind of how I first learned about it on YouTube. He does this before any fight. He just kind of opens up his airway with that tool. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm interested to see if he's holding his breath while he does that. Like, how do they keep the pressure there?
Who is it? What's his name?
Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, he's
Reach out to him. DM him, dude.
Sliding his DMs. That doesn't look like Cody. That's Cody Garbrandt.
DMs asking questions.
Yeah, and he's just putting, like, he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, he's putting guys
and
through
he's putting guys through it. Yeah, it's something that he did before.
Yeah, but the point is like that space in the body is malleable. Like you can improve it. That looks terrible.
It does, man. I know
Yeah.
it just got you so conscious of breathing and like touching sensitive spots on your jaw.
I wake up and I've been clenching the whole night.
There was so with Dr. Serrano, there was like that dog whistle sound, you know what I mean? Like the supersonic sound I would get in my ear every now and then. It would just like come and go to where I'd be like deaf for a second. And I'd hear like the supersonic noise kind of come through my ear to bring the sound back in my ear. And I was obviously nervous about it. Like, yeah, what the fuck's going on? And wondering if there's like, you know, the first thing you think of as a football player is like brain stuff or like CTE and shit like that. I'm reaching out to Serrano and he's sending me videos like working my jaw out and stuff. And I mean, it didn't work.
It didn't work?
It did work
okay,
because this was happening probably a few times a week.
All right.
And it was kind of starting to scare me a little bit. And, you know, obviously Dr. Serrano, he's just a mad scientist. Yeah, it went away. But this shit is crazy. Like all this stuff that we're sitting here talking about. Hopefully people are still tuned in and like juiced up about it. Like me, if I'm hearing this kind of stuff on a podcast, I'm so locked in. It's got me like reading whatever. Like when we referred to Oxygen Advantage, like the shit's already bought. Like that's usually how like I work. If I hear something and I get super curious about it, I'm like ready to go all in on trying to figure it out. Because like you with the podcast you're making called Chasing Edges, like you're finding these edges you're trying to like chase and just be better.
Yeah,
you're trying to like, yo, this seems like it'll make me a better athlete or perform better. Like I need to fucking do it because that's like the 1% I can get better.
Yeah, guaranteed. I just want to like that got started back when I was like in the arena ball. I was like I need an edge. Like so eventually I was like just keep chasing edges and I found more things to improve on. And now I just want to know like what all these other athletes and doctors are doing just to optimize performance. Cause like I think like competition like breeds this really cool curiosity to be the best.
Yeah.
And so like guys are doing again, they're searching peptides, they're doing like their supplements, new types of training. You got the pool training now. Like you see Adesanya, the UFC fighter doing the breath work and the pool training. Yeah. So you get guys just like pushing the edge of performance and like, but then like you got some guys that just stick to these fundamentals, like their mental performances, like their ability and their wit and like their work ethic keep them there. Like I think I had Nate Ebner on as one of my first guests. And his mental framework is just ungodly.
When you say mental framework, like what do you mean?
Like just how he approaches doing his job, like what's non-negotiable, how he eliminates distraction. Like some distractions like that register in my mind don't even register in his. Like he is the definition of a pro that has the ability to like sustain focus and discipline. He played for the Patriots for 9 years. Like there's a reason why like he fit into that program.
And he's on the Olympic team for what, rugby?
Yeah, for rugby in 2016 for Rio. Then he just had to step out of the Tokyo Olympics to get ready for the NFL season this time. Yeah, he's a savage.
We interrupt this episode to bring you a message from our friends at Sling.
Go Sling!
Sling. That'd be a sick nickname.
Maybe a nickname for your dog.
It could be a sweet nickname for your dog. Do you have nicknames for your dog and not just a normal name? No.
Straight up.
Just straight up Sling?
My household, you go by your name and that's it.
Okay, fair. Well, if you love watching live sports, but you're tired of high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling. Sling is the place where your favorite sports channels like ESPN, Fox Sports 1, TNT, and more all together for less. And it's the cheapest way to get the best NFL viewing experience on TV, NFL Red Zone. If you love watching live sports, but you're tired of high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling. JP, do you have Sling?
I do have Sling.
You do? Yeah, me too. Sling is the place where your favorite sport channels like ESPN, FS1, TNT, and more all together for less. And it's the cheapest way to get the best NFL viewing experience on TV and NFL Red Zone. With Sling Blue Sports Extra Package, you get Red Zone, NFL Network, and more for only $21 for your first month. Plus, watch past episodes of Bussin With The Boys, The Yak, Stool Streams, and exclusive new Barstool content for free on the Barstool Sports channel on Sling. Sling is easy to set up, easy to use, and there's no contract, just starting at $35 a month. Sign up now and get your first month for just $10. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and get your first full month starting at $10. Let me repeat that. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. You got a lot of sports coming up. Football's in the crunch time. That's why you need to go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and get your first month at Sling starting for $10. Back to the episode.
Yeah, no, I love that shit. Anytime performance is being talked about, like Ben Greenfield, Once
Yeah.
I found him on like Rogan talking about actually BPC 157 and the red light therapy, like putting it on your nuts, raising testosterone levels.
Boom.
I'm just like, yo, who is this guy? I'm searching Ben Greenfield. Like, oh, he's got a podcast. I'm listening to his podcast all the time on recovery methods and anything peptide or nutrition or any of that shit.
Yeah, his
dude.
book goes crazy places.
Which book is it?
Boundless. Like
Boundless. It is a huge fucking book.
Like it's a textbook on biohacking and like again roots, supplements, anything and everything, like breath work, meditation. It goes down all the rabbit holes, and he did a lot of like heavy lifting for everybody to have this amount of
exactly.
information.
He's done like he's went down those dark alleys to find all this information that's accessible to everybody.
Yeah, he's an investigative reporter, and then so now he just put his efforts into that. So that's dope. But like that stuff is just regardless if I'm playing football or not, like I want to optimize and I want to like live better and have enough energy to pursue crazy things, like whether it's a podcast or a new job or like relationships and that kind of thing. Like you want to give your fucking best. Yeah. So I think that stuff's cool, and that kind of, I guess that world of chasing edges goes down a lot of rabbit holes.
Sums you up.
Yeah, but it got me an opportunity in the NFL. Like
you might get another one, bro.
Yeah, God willing. That like snapping's a new edge. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, fuck it, man. You get back in. You really are. You're an example of chasing edges and staying persistent and staying focused and staying disciplined, while obviously dabbling in other things that keep you happy and keep you going and shit like that. But it really is. It's cool to see what your climb has been and the respect you've gained as far as being a captain. I know that stood out to me, seeing in all these leagues you were in before you became that, and then obviously staying steady 2 years out, and you're still not still chasing like you need it, but it's just cool that you got it in your bag, like you got that club in your bag, so to speak. You know what I mean? Well, it's dope, man, and I really do. I fuck with you. You know that, and I appreciate you coming on. But when's your podcast, Chasing Edges, going to drop? You think
middle of August? Keep a lookout for it. The boys will obviously pub it, but seriously, man, thanks for coming on. This shit was insightful. Yeah, appreciate you.
And motherfuckers who are still listening and about this, subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars. Go follow the boy, Brian Peters, at Brian_Peters10. Go see all of his GQ looking model photos where he's just sitting in ice all the time. But yeah, man, big hugs, tiny kisses. Go buy our merch. Go do all the fun stuff. Hack the algorithm. Drop comments in the YouTube. We love you guys. Be a fucking wolf.
Subscribe, unsubscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, unsubscribe.
That's my favorite.